A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here at the public forum at the exhibition Hydrogen and Fuel Cells, the hottest topic on whole Hanover Fair in 2022. I'm so happy to have you all here. Have a seat, have a complimentary drink, and relax and enjoy. I hope you can all understand me, because the next topic is so important that we are going to talk a little bit more about. So please welcome with me on stage to discuss the Hexagon Purus growth in a booming environment. I think you all know what the booming environment is. So Hartmut Fehrenbach, Vice President of the Hydrogen Distribution from Hexagon Purus, is going to talk to me on stage. Thank you so much for having you here. Hartmut, it's so nice to have you here. How is it going? How's the fair for you?
Thank you for this invitation. Thank you for the opportunity to speak here, and thank you for having you all here. The fair is great. It's good to be back after 3 years. I missed it really a lot, and it's a great success already after 2 days.
Do you believe that something has changed within the last 2 or 3 years, and that now there's a different atmosphere at this fair?
Yes, definitely. So 3 years is a long time. I mean, there's a huge dynamics in this market, and Hexagon Purus is a company that is in the middle of this value chain, hydrogen value chain. So we have seen in the last 2 or 3 years a tremendous increase of interest and demand in our products and solutions. So this is, so to say, a direct source of a company that offers equipment for the hydrogen industry. But we have also seen a change in awareness in the media, in the politics as well. So 3 years back, I mean, hydrogen was not really on the radar screen of all the politicians, of some, and all the media. You know, they were talking more about battery electric activities and drives and mobility. But today, hydrogen is really in everybody's mind. There is the conviction, the awareness that the decarbonization of our society, of our planet, does not work without hydrogen.
And that is a result not only of the technology per se, but also on all these companies and associations working in the background to push for awareness towards a more green future, towards green hydrogen. And that's why we're here to talk about the booming market. Before we dive a little bit deeper into the fields of Hexagon Purus, I would like to touch upon a word that you just mentioned. You said value chain. So I think value chain is a really nice word, it's a buzzword, sounds really cool, but I think we need to talk about the hydrogen value chain. What is it, and why is it so important to talk about the value chain?
Yes. So when we talk about the value chain, I prefer to start with the production of the hydrogen. Of course, preferably green one, but not exclusively. It can be blue one, turquoise one, but it starts with the hydrogen production. Hydrogen is a very small, it's the smallest element on this planet. It has a very low volumetric density. So in order to store and distribute it, you have to do something with it. Means you have to convert it. There are different possibilities to convert it. You can compress it. You can liquefy it to achieve, to have liquid hydrogen. You can bind it to a chemical carrier. That would be the LOHC, that stands for liquid organic hydrogen carrier. Or you can bind it to nitrogen, then you have ammonia. There's also adsorption and absorption to have metal hydrides and metal organic frameworks. These are all different ways of converting hydrogen for an efficient storage and distribution. And after the distribution, so then you distribute the hydrogen, and then it depends on the final use of it. You either store it again locally in a stationary storage, or you convert it back. So you reduce the pressure, you gasify from the liquid state, you crack it from ammonia, or you dehydrogenate it from the liquid hydrogen carrier, just to have, again, the pure hydrogen back for then the end use. And the end use, you know, can be in industrial use. Of course, nowadays we all talk about mobility. They use in all kinds of vehicles. But we also talk about power-to-X applications. So for which you need hydrogen, that is synthetic fuels, for example, or decarbonized steel production. So these are all the different possibilities, and this is the complete value chain of hydrogen.
So now that we are all on the same boat, we understand what the hydrogen value chain is about. What role does your company, Hexagon Purus, play?
Yes, so Hexagon Purus, we can call ourselves as the storage company. So we are the world leader in Type 4 high-pressure composite cylinders and systems. They are of extreme lightweight compared to steel, and practically anywhere where these kind of lightweight storage cylinders and systems are required, we offer our products and solutions. So, for example, stationary storage, distribution systems, all kinds of vehicles, that is light-duty vehicles, light commercial vehicles, medium heavy-duty trucks, buses, off-road vehicles, so for mining and agriculture industry, but also for maritime applications, so all kinds of ships and boats. Here, preferably, mainly the smaller ones, that is ferries, fishing boats, and also rail application, rail segment, so for trains, and even aviation and aerospace. So this is really a very, very wide range of applications within the hydrogen value chain.
Oh, yeah, hydrogen is a gas and we need to store it. And you just mentioned that usually the tanks are made of steel.
Yes.
You said that yours, as the main component is carbon fiber. Well, I know carbon fiber is super expensive.
Well, it is expensive compared to steel, but usually you have to look not only at the capex, that is the purchasing price of a cylinder of a system, you have to see the benefits. And here, the major benefit is weight savings. So the weight saving is 75% compared to a comparable steel cylinder. And with this weight saving in many applications, you can increase your payload, you can increase the hydrogen that you store or transport. For example, a steel cylinder would not be possible in any of these vehicles that I just mentioned. You have to use lightweight technology. And for the distribution, for example, these large distribution containers, using carbon fiber technology, we increase the payload by 3 or 4 times. And that is more expensive in the purchasing, but you have a much better total cost of ownership over the 30 years or 40 years of lifetime.
At this time, I would like the audience also to, you are able to ask your questions here. This is a public forum, so it means if you have a question right now to us, you can raise your hands and I will come down to you. If not, that's also fine because I have plenty of more questions, but just let me know by waving so I can also see you, okay? Okay, yeah, good. Hartmut, you mentioned our little pre-chat that your company is doing quite well. You've been very humble about that, but this is the stage, this is the place where we can brag. So I would like you to share some of the most recent developments.
Yes. So I start in 2018. So Hexagon Purus is part of a larger group called Hexagon Composites. Both Hexagon Composites and Hexagon Purus are, by the way, headquartered in Norway. So we are a Norwegian company. And in 2018, we reorganized our activities and we created Hexagon Purus. And Hexagon Purus gathers all hydrogen-related and also battery electric activities under one roof. We call it also the emission-free or e-mobility business division within Hexagon Composites. So this is Hexagon Purus. And this was for us the first milestone to create a specific awareness for these emission-free activities. Then in 2020, we brought this company, Hexagon Purus, to the stock exchange in Norway. So today, our mother company, Hexagon Composites and Hexagon Purus, we are both listed at Oslo Stock Exchange. This was also a milestone for us because it gives us a totally different awareness among the investors community. And of course, it gives us also access to capital that we need for our expansion. In 2019, we entered into joint venture with Chinese company CIMC Enric in order to serve Chinese and Southeast Asian markets. So we are now in the process of building up these joint ventures. And then a great milestone was last year, the acquisition of Wüstrach, a German company that is Europe's #1 in high-pressure systems for compressed gases. And finally, a few weeks ago, we announced a participation in an Austrian company called Cryoshelter. And this is a change now for us, because so far everything is around compressed hydrogen. With this investment in Cryoshelter, we now start our activities also in the cryogenic or in the liquid hydrogen segment. And because we believe in the coexistence of all the technologies that I just told you, compressed, liquid, LOHC, ammonia, even the metal hydrides, they will all coexist in the future. They will all have their space and their niche, bigger niche, smaller niche. And since we are the storage company, it is for us a strategic step to also diversify into liquid hydrogen.
Very impressive that you are having such a good eye on the market and also being so frank about and saying, yeah, everything can coexist at the same time. So I think this is a really smart movement. And from what I've experienced, your company so far, it's a very strategic company, observing the market, but also going with the market. I think that's very rare in the hydrogen business.
Yes.
Really go with the market. Yeah.
We have always had a very clear strategy, and we have always had shareholders with a long-term horizon. They believe in the future of hydrogen. So, and we have a very clear strategy and a clear vision for that. So we are very proud to stay or to be in this business, to be part of this energy transformation. And we, of course, continue with the same vision, the long-term horizon, and we're also a flexible company. Okay, so we always observe the market and what is going on. Of course, we also want to shape the market ourselves, but we don't stick to just one technology or just one direction. If we see that the market goes into another one, then we move and we change.
This is, it's so funny that you just mentioned that Hexagon Purus has a mother company called Hexagon Composites, and the market value, right? On the stock exchange, you just mentioned that Hexagon Purus, which is focusing on the hydrogen, has a much higher market value than the mother company.
It's a funny story. Our mother company owns 73% in Hexagon Purus. The market value of Hexagon Purus is bigger than the market value of our mother company. And that tells us a lot how well received that strategic step, this spin-off was for us. And we have high expectations with Hexagon Purus. Of course, the same applies with Hexagon Composites. But we have this separate awareness. This is the emission-free division of the Hexagon Composites group.
Which is so great. And with the recent development, with the acquisitions, with the joint venture, I think your company is able to provide solutions for a much more diversified demand. I would like to know from you, who's your ideal customer? Who you can serve?
The ideal customer is the one who gives us timely a forecast, pays early. No, the ideal customer is the one that also helps us become better. and I mean it, sometimes you can have pain in the ASS customers, but they help you become better as a supplier, okay, and you learn from them. So it's not always the easygoing customer who are the best ones. Some customers are really tough, and to become a loyal supplier to them, to become a recognized supplier to them, you have to improve yourself a lot. You have to increase your efficiency. You have to have your cost under control. You have to be loyal in delivery. You have to supply quality and safety. That is the ideal customer.
Yeah, and your company is doing successful, and I wish you the best for this 2 more days at this fair. Unfortunately, we are already running out of time, but is there any message that you would like to say? Because I know that you're really passionate about the hydrogen market, so any last words from you?
Oh, that is now difficult. Maybe what we usually say is that clean air is not a privilege. Clean air is a right for everybody.
So nice words to close up this interview. This was Mr. Hartmut Friedrich. Fehrenbach. Thank you so much for having you here on stage. It was a pleasure. Thank you for your message. And yeah, stay tuned for the next talk. Thank you.
Thank you very much.